Like many faith-based service programs, Franciscan Volunteers commit to simple living with a focus on social justice. No risk, no gain takes it a step further in light of our Franciscan identity by living simply and sustainably in community, not only focusing on social justice, but on ecological justice as well. One way in which the volunteer community lives simply is through their community goals, which they create and commit to during an orientation retreat.
As a community, the three of us do several different things to live our lives more simply and sustainably. We average about 3 days of meatless meals per week. We have our compost pile where we can throw our food scraps. Another thing that we like to try and do is cut down on packaging. For instance, taking our own Tupperware to restaurants for leftovers, so there's no need to take one of their disposable containers. Both Bianca and I actually have reusable straws as well. I keep my set of 4 in my purse, and when the opportunity presents itself, I'll pull those out so we can use those instead of throwaway plastic straws.
As a service and faith formation program, volunteers immerse themselves in the Franciscan tradition, work in ministry sites, and build relationships with the Sisters of St. Francis. Ministry sites range in opportunities from direct service to those who are poor and marginalized, to working for systemic change, to organic farming on Red Hill Farm, the CSA farm operated by the Sisters of St. Francis.
I work on Red Hill Farm, the organic farm started by the sisters. I love being able to work outside every day in such a peaceful and meditative environment. Watching things grow from seeds into 3-foot-tall pepper plants is very rewarding. It's exciting to see the amount of produce we harvest, especially considering that Red Hill Farm is an organic farm. We don't use any harmful chemicals for pest management or for anything like that. I also get to build relationships with members of the community who have work shares and volunteer alongside me. Overall, I've gained a new appreciation for the bountiful nature of our earth and for every vegetable we grow. When you pick spinach by the leaf, you learn to treasure every piece of it because you know how much time and energy you spent harvesting it.
My ministry site is at the Aquinas Center in South Philadelphia, a community center for immigrant, refugee, and asylum-seeking families. We provide many services to the community: English class for adult students, programs for youth from 5th grade through high school, legal resources, DACA renewals, to name just a few. Part of the mission of Aquinas Center is to build unity and diversity. This happens in so many different ways. It could be by sharing a delicious meal with people of many different cultures, by creating murals and mosaics based on different communities' lived experiences, tending to the community garden with produce grown specifically from our families' home countries. During a time of great uncertainty in our country regarding immigration, coming together as a community to share meals, holidays, and even multilingual karaoke, Aquinas Center creates a space of hospitality and inclusion, which is a model for how we all should live our lives.
My ministry site is the Family Counseling Center of St. Paul's in Wilmington, Delaware. My position is to do outreach work throughout the city and sometimes in other parts of the state, especially because Delaware is such a small state. I table a lot of events, which means I attend functions throughout the city and explain what the Family Counseling Center of St. Paul's does and who we serve. These events have taken place at conferences, schools, farmers markets, and many other city events. I also work on the social media for the center. I love to focus on building a strong social media presence. My position is very much a collaborative one, especially making connections with others who believe in the mission of the Family Counseling Center and in assisting people who need bilingual mental health counseling. I truly feel blessed that I have been able to meet so many people in my ministry site, and because of it, people who work with the police departments, consulates, and other nonprofit organizations. Currently, we are in the beginning stages of partnership with an organization to create a community mural on the outside of our new building.
Throughout the course of the year, volunteers participate in workshops on the Franciscan tradition, attend retreats, and join the sisters for major congregational gatherings and celebrations. The program creates a holistic experience for volunteers to integrate what is happening in their ministry site into their own spiritual and personal development. Volunteers work 32 hours a week in their ministry sites, leaving time for this integration to take place.
One of my favorite parts of the volunteer program is being in a relationship with the sisters. Here in this small town of Aston, there's an order of 400 or so sisters. Among them, the experiences, accomplishments, personalities, and knowledge bases are endless. It's like having constant access to some of the most amazing women you've ever met. They invite us over for dinner, take us to the zoo, and bring us gifts for the holidays. It's awesome just being able to get to know them and vice versa. It's a wonderful relationship where we all learn from one another. After this year, I will definitely miss the sisters a lot. They've brought so much joy and wisdom to my life that I'll always remember.
I serve as a Franciscan volunteer because it gives me the opportunity to grow in my spirituality and to deepen my understanding of social justice issues, surrounded by a supportive community of faith.
I'm a Franciscan volunteer because I'm all about relationship.
I am a Franciscan volunteer because the Franciscan spirituality is my spirituality.